So let's do a little thinking in this episode, just a little thinking in this episode. So I'm not going to turn on DaVinci Resolve. I'm not going to show you anything on DaVinci Resolve in this episode. I just want to have a conversation just to set up the stage of what are we actually trying to achieve? What are we trying to do? Now, there are two ways of doing videos for YouTube. This is something that I do a lot of research. Obviously, I watch a lot of people doing their thing, and I, definitely take down notes, which you should too, by the way, because, pale ink is better than memory retention, by the way. So there's two things that can happen when you're making videos for YouTube. There's two things and two things alone. One is entertaining. That means, are you making videos to entertain people? Or the second thing is you are making videos to educate people. That means, like, for example, if you're watching my videos or this series of videos where my main goal is to try to make videos to encourage people to take up editing, and with the goal of making videos and opening up a YouTube channel so that way they can also enjoy this thing that everybody seems to be enjoying. Of course, there's not much money to be made in the beginning, but that can come later. The idea is to really have some fun, enjoy the journey, enjoy this process of learning different things. When I started out doing this, I saw so many changes in myself. Like it was like as if I was pursuing a better version of myself, which is so cool. I know it sounds very silly when you think about it, but I'm getting up much earlier. I'm not lazy as much. I'm not watching too much movies. If I'm watching anything, it's just research film. That means I watch certain movies because I want to see how the director shot the scene. Like I'm watching, but I'm trying to, it's so funny. I'm watching a movie and I'm trying to learn, like, okay, how did they do that? What did they think? What is the light motivation? Where did they place the light? Did they place it in the front? Did they place it in the back? Like, I'm, instead of me sitting and watching and enjoying a movie, that is what I'm thinking. But that's okay. I mean, that's me, and maybe you're like that, and maybe you will grow to become that person where you will start looking at things and you'll be like, oh wow, I'd like to do something like that too. All of us are not trying to become movie makers. We simply just want to make videos to put it on YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel, and at some point we can monetize it, and of course, hopefully make some money and maybe make some living out of it, like other people are actually doing it right now. So that is the motivation, of course. But before we even go that way, I think it's more easier to try to enjoy the process, the learning process. So ask yourself the question, like, if you're going to go into YouTube, and before you get into editing and all this stuff, is be honest with yourself. Are you going to be putting press releases of yourself? Some of my videos are like that, but if you look at my channel, you'll see my videos are all over the place. But you will notice one thing: if you keep watching a few of them, you will see that I'm getting better at it, and I am learning. Like, every video I make is like a case study. It's like an assignment. Like, I give myself an assignment and I tell myself, okay, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to shoot, and you're going to try this camera angle. You're going to try to see if you can shoot this way so that the lighting is there coming that direction. It's just like, wow, there's so much thought process going on in it. So that's something that you should also think about. Like, let me go and shoot 2-minute videos and try to put it together and see how it looks. Add some music or maybe no music at all, and just kind of like, see how it works. So you ask yourself, like, if you're making entertainment videos or educational videos, and that's perfectly fine. You can be in any category or both category. It doesn't really matter. Now, here is something that you need to think about also, along with this entire thing, is you have to have some kind of a planning process. Like, what are you planning to do? Sometimes when I'm shooting or when I'm making a YouTube video, my plan is no plan. I just tell myself, listen, let's just go to the mall, let's shoot some video, some clips, and come back and see what you can do with it. Like, I have a lot of clips on my hard drives right now where I can't do anything with it, but I don't delete it. I keep it because you never know where it can be used later on. So I don't delete anything. Now, let me explain a small concept, because I learned this in design and I used to teach university level design courses. It's known as Gestalt psychology. Okay, now what is that? Gestalt psychology basically means many things coming together to make one thing. Take a look at a bicycle, a basic bicycle. If you go to the shop and you look at a bicycle, you're looking at the bicycle. You're looking at the handles and everything like that, and the seating, if it's comfortable or not, the tire and the style, the color and stuff like that. That is actually gestalt thinking right there. What is gestalt thinking? Basically means so many pieces coming together to make one piece. That's gestalt thinking. So same way when you're editing a video, you should ask yourself, okay, wait a minute. How many things am I going to put in this video? The most easiest video is vlogging. If you take, like when I'm vlogging, I take my camera, I have a wireless microphone, I have my Moza gimbal because it holds the camera very steady, and I'm walking around in the mall and I'm just talking to myself. I'm just basically talking to my audience in the video about some topic and something like that, and that's easy. It's very easy to edit that because all you have to do is shoot a lot of it and then come back and then edit the best parts, stitch it together to make the video and then post it onto YouTube. That's about it. Most YouTubers are, they have some kind of background in design and in film or photographies, and so, graphic design. So they kind of like, they know all these elements, so that way when they make something, they already know what they're looking for, what they're trying to aim for, which is something people like you and me who are maybe not from the film world, we are struggling because we're trying to figure it out as we go along. So, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Enjoy the process. So now when you are opening up Davinci Resolve and you're trying to do a video, start small. That would be my recommendation. Start very small and then you build from there, because once you know the entire thing, how it works, that means shooting the video, loading it to your to your computer, then bringing it up in Resolve, then editing it for content, putting it together, checking the sound, that the audio is okay, fixing the audio a little bit, color grading a little bit, making the footage look a little bit more alive maybe, and then mixing it all together into a movie file, and then taking that file and sending it to YouTube, to your channel. It processes, it gets ready for everybody to see. So that is a process. So my recommendation to you is open up a YouTube channel, a blank one, and make a few 2-minute videos and put it up there just to go through the whole process. And what's the important thing is take a piece of paper and a pen and write down as best as you can how much time it took you to do each thing. You document the whole thing so that way you have an idea that, okay, it took me 1 hour to shoot. It took me 30 minutes to load the videos from the camera to the computer. Well, maybe less, maybe more, depends on how much footage you shot. Then you had to go through the footage, trying to pick which ones you like. Maybe some are the first preference, one is second preference. I saw somebody on YouTube doing this where they said they just took the whole footage and threw it on the timeline, all of it. And then they just went one pass through. Now, I do that too, but I don't do it all the time. I tend to have different systems of working based on what the footage is. So that way I try to save time. I mean, if I know if some footage, even though I shot, is not going to work best in the final outcome, I won't select it. I will simply keep it one side. I won't delete it though, but I will keep it one side. I'm just having this little talk with you because I'm trying to get everybody into a certain frame of mind. I'm trying to get you into a certain frame of mind so that when you sit down and you're trying to do this thing, first thing is make sure you have all the footage, whatever you can, as best as possible. Because when you sit down into your editing bay, that means when you sit down over here, now you are the editor, the movie maker, the storyteller. You are putting all these things together. Gestalt psychology, putting it all together to make this beautiful piece of film that people will enjoy, including yourself. So thank you very much, and I will of course see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your visit. Bye-bye.